Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session so far, the sell side has been dominant. Heading into the open, we have the initial support zone at 03 quarter to 06 quarter, which marks the balanced breakout area from last week. It is still technically a spot where responsive buyers can be active, but given the selling that we've seen in the overnight session and the fact that we are still trading pretty close to the all-time high, we have to see how the market approaches the initial support zone, and then we have to determine whether we are seeing excess weakness in real time. So for example, if the Russell is showing us excess weakness by breaking below the 1369.5 high volume node, that would be a sign that perhaps we can get some more selling in the S&P as well. So even though responsive buyers can be active on first test of the support zones below, the selling does not necessarily have to shut off at the 03 quarter to 06 quarter if we are seeing excess weakness in real time. So in that case, we could go lower and fill the gap at 24.02 and test the naked VPOC at 98.75, which is still a level where buyers can be active. And if we don't hold 98.75, then we can go down step by step to 94 quarter to 96 quarter. And on the way down, given the larger time frame bullish bias, responsive buyers can be active on first test of pretty much every zone on the way down. On the upside, we have pre-market resistance at 13 to 14, which consists of the previous close at 1375, the previous VPOC at 14, and then we have a high volume node at 13.5. So 13 to 14 could be a friction point on the way up, and we would have to see broad market strength and some decent upside momentum in order to break out beyond 13 to 14, and especially above 1575 to 1775, since it marks the all-time high. So again, off the open, we do have to be fairly flexible and nimble with our short-term bias, simply because of where the market's trading. It's still trading very close to all-time highs, and that means that we're going to have to see continued strength and upside momentum in order to go any higher. And if we are not seeing any strength, or if we're seeing excess weakness, then it's going to make it very difficult for the S&P to go beyond the pre-market resistance and initial resistance zone. And it would be very easy in that case to go down and test the 03 quarter to 06 quarter area. And if we're seeing a lot of downside momentum, then we may not even hold initial support and have to go lower towards 98.75 or even 94 quarter to 96 quarter in order to find the next group of responsive buyers in this market. So those are the main thoughts heading into the open. Let's see whether the buyers can hold ES above 03 quarter to 06 quarter. That'll give us a bit of an idea on which side is really dominant on the day time frame, and we'll take it from there.